By the time the average person changes their car 6 times, they might have spent something like £168,000. We should stop overpaying for cars. Here's a thought. I've made some notes. If you invested just the interest on your PCP over 4 years and put that in the S&P, over 10 years, you'd have 15 grand. Solution? Pay less interest, keep your car for longer, or choose a slightly cheaper car. Maybe something like this.
But here's the big question. Can you live with one? And why did I feel cheated?
A little bit cheated.
And how on earth has it become so unbelievably popular? Well, one reason is this.
It comes with everything you could possibly want in a car and more for very little money. In fact, £254 a month is what you can get one of these for. And get this, it's not rubbish.
But to make sure that's true, I went to scary London to ask the people who really know about cars. Uber drivers. Yes, that's how you know. And they gave it the green light. Not only that, but I got home and still had my phone.
It's also highly popular with owners who say things like they love the space, they love the economy, and they love the comfort. On the other hand, car and driver say it's a bore to drive. Wow, Kia just mugged you right off. This is a good feature. There's actually two very good features here. One is called quiet mode. It's good, look. So if you've got kids in the back doing the sleeping thing, if you press it, it says sound is provided only to the front seats. Volume is limited. That's a lovely thought. This one's good as well. You've got voice memo. You get a brilliant idea and you want to record it. Start a podcast for Kia owners.
Being truthful, you are going to want the GT line. Without it, no smart cruise, quilted leather and suede, no smart key, and you can't have a sunroof unless you get the GT line S, all over 40 grand. But even in this cheapest one, it still feels like more car than it should.
For example, door handles, the seals. It's quiet. This is a spongy Alcantara thing, and the feeling of the steering wheel and all the materials inside. In fact, actually, I'm going to go in now and show you what I mean, because this is such a good quality machine. Cheapest one is £29,000. Kia are doing 5.9% APR, and they'll give you £1,000 towards your deposit.
And there's another saving of £620 a year or £50 odd a month on VED over the higher spec ones. So that's why I wanted to test the cheapest to make sure you're still getting a decent car.
The steering is super light in this, and as I say, I'm loving fondling this steering wheel. For some reason it feels very high quality, and if you listen, everything is super silent. And I would say, even though it's a bit more money, get the hybrid. It's a proper hybrid, a hybrid. You do not have to plug it in. You can have a plug-in hybrid if you've got a charger at home, but you don't have to have one. What I am going to say here, and don't hate me for this, is once you've had a bit of electric assistance, you probably won't go back to a normal combustion engine. I said it.
So that's why I went everywhere in this for a whole week, understanding immediately why it is the best-selling SUV. I even risked my life going on Reddit for you to find out if other people liked it. And do you know what? I was so surprised how much they love this car, I even forgot how to work a camera in sunlight.
There's a nice comment though here. This is from a forum. It says, there are so many things I love about this car, namely the smooth, quiet ride. I also love the weird and eerie sound the hybrid makes when I'm idling. This is the hybrid. In fact, this makes exactly the same reversing sound as a Tesla does. I've just said the wrong thing, haven't I?
Do you know, one thing they don't talk about was the 7-year warranty, which isn't just useful for you, but it also helps the car's future value and gives you more time with the car in this new world where people are forced to keep their cars for much longer due to interest rates, EVs, and Donald Trump.
Here. Back to money then. The servicing, £669 for 3 years based on 10,000 miles a year. Get this though, the insurance is only, how much do you reckon it is to insure one of these? £1. It's not £1, but it is £339, which I thought was exceptionally cheap. The VED is 190 or 195. Tyres are cheap as well because this has got miniature wheels, so they're £140, cheapest tyres. Or the Michelin Primacy 4, which is my favourite tyre at the moment, 164. Add it all up, round it up, 3 years, your running costs £80 a month. That is probably a third of what you spend on lattes. There is a couple of things that are not brilliant for me, and that is the reverse camera. It's better than a Lexus one, but as you can see here, it moves. I don't know, there's something about it I'm not quite sure about, and maybe it's the fonts. Is he talking about fonts? Yeah, sorry mate. So these are your maps, and then you can have, again, they're not my favourite, but am I being unkind? What I do like is this. This is the normal mode, so there's no distraction whatsoever when you're driving, the time and where you are. So that's good, because a lot of the cars today with big screens are really distracting, and so that's a safety thing. This binnacle is really good, and also I love the fact that there's so many multifunction bits in this car. In fact, you'll probably have it a year and not know half the spec it's got. Are there any good things? Yes, there are. So many. For example, heated steering wheel, heated seats, very high quality. And do you know what? I want to say this. I feel driving this a little bit cheated by some of the other manufacturers at how little effort they're putting in compared to how much effort Kia are putting in. If they want to sell something, that's how you do it. Make it good quality, make it reasonably good value for money. Yeah, I feel cheated.
With running costs lower than your coffee habit, this Sportage is already saving you money. I'd go for the hybrid, even though it's more expensive. Used ones, by the way, hold their value, so you're not actually losing very much if you want to go for a new PCP. But here's the real game changer. Keep it longer. Invest what you save over those pricey brands, and you could build some serious wealth.
Cars are designed on purpose to make us poor. It's a thing, they like it, they think it's funny, right? But I had a thought. What if, for example, instead of paying £500 or £600 a month for a car, or some people even more, what if you got something cheaper and invested the difference? So the difference between £255, say for this, and £600 on the car that you normally would have. And you put that money in the S&P 500. Over 10 years, that would be £60,000 of yield. Over 20 years, that's 200 grand. Now you might be thinking, well, I kind of want more car. But actually with this, you're not really giving away much. Interesting thought.